Hello wonderful students, how are you today? I hope you're well. My name is Harry, I'm British and I've helped thousands of students to improve their level of English. Improving your English speaking skills can help you in many areas of your life, whether you're studying for an exam, for career progression, if you're looking to move to an English speaking country, or simply if you want to travel and improve your general knowledge of English. I have created a fantastic free ebook for you. This includes 5 practical ways that you can improve your English speaking straight away. The link is in the description and it's absolutely free for you to download. If you know these 15 words, your British English is amazing. I will tell you the word and try to think of the meaning. Then I will give you a sentence and you can try to guess the word and then I will give you the actual meaning. Gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. The consultant's report was full of gobbledygook that left the team more confused than before. Can you guess the meaning of gobbledygook? Gobbledygook is language that is meaningless and hard to understand. We have the schwa sound here, as in gobbledygook. So gobbledygook is when something is very difficult and hard to understand. Someone is talking gibberish. If someone is describing something full of jargon, you could say that is all gobbledygook to me. So jargon refers to technical terms. If we think about YouTube, for example, you have things like click-through rate and you have views. And to someone that doesn't understand these technical terms, it can be confusing. So to them, it's meaningless until they understand the meaning of these technical words. Kerfuffle, kerfuffle. There was a bit of a kerfuffle at the office when the new seating arrangements were announced, where people arguing over which seat they should have. Kerfuffle. We have the sound here, the schwa sound, kerfuffle, kerfuffle. A kerfuffle is a noisy argument, especially one caused by conflicting views. So here, people were upset about their chairs. Maybe they have a favorite position, maybe it's close to the exit, or it has a good view. So there was a kerfuffle. There was a noisy argument about who should sit where. There was a commotion at the party when someone spilt their drink. So someone must have been a bit tipsy and they spilt their drink and it went everywhere, and there was a kerfuffle about who spilt the drink and whose fault it was. Next up is a very interesting one. It is Codswallop. What does this mean? Let me give you an example sentence. Don't listen to his excuses about why he's late. It's all Codswallop. Can you guess the meaning? Codswallop means something that is nonsense. It's not true. Maybe he made up some excuses about why he was late. If he said the train was late, that would have been believable, but maybe the train has been late every day for 6 months. So, and you could check and you could see, but the train was on time. So it's all Codswallop, it's all nonsense, it's not true. The idea that the company could double its profits in a month without any changes is pure Codswallop. It's Codswallop to believe that you can run a marathon with 1 day of training. So it's something which is unbelievable. It's just nonsense. This is a very interesting one. A brouhaha. What is a brouhaha? The celebrity's unexpected outburst led to a media brouhaha. A brouhaha is a noisy and overexcited reaction to something. So the celebrity's outburst, maybe they lost the plot and said something outrageous or destroyed a reporter's camera. It led to a media brouhaha. So everyone in the media got excited because they could tell this story to the public and they were overly excited about this. The announcement of the new policy caused a brouhaha among the employees who were upset about this. Maybe their salary was cut and it caused a brouhaha. So here there's a noisy reaction. So they're expressing their concerns, even though they are not excited as in being happy, they are raising their voices about this new policy. Higgledy-piggledy. Higgledy-piggledy. What does this mean? The children's toys were scattered higgledy-piggledy across the living room, making it impossible to walk without stepping on something. Higgledy-piggledy means disorderly or chaotic. The stress is on the first syllable higgledy-piggledy. The children's toys are everywhere, they're not organized, it's just chaos. And so it's very difficult to walk without stepping on something and hurting your foot. The papers on his desk were arranged higgledy-piggledy, reflecting the chaos of his work schedule. So his work, his papers, they were everywhere because he just felt he had too much to do. He was under a lot of stress and his desk was just very disorderly. It was chaos. Skive. He decided to skive off work on Friday for the long weekend without telling his manager. Skive means to avoid work or duty by staying away or leaving early. If you keep skiving off school, you will fall behind on your coursework. So if you keep missing school, you'll miss out on important lessons and you'll fall behind and you may eventually fail. Bodge. This is a very interesting word to say, bodge. Instead of doing a proper job, he bodged the installation, which caused more problems later. To bodge means to make or repair something in a clumsy or makeshift way. So maybe it was a boiler and the person he bodged the installation. So he didn't install the boiler properly and it led to more problems later. The temporary repair was a bit of a bodge, but it got the job done until we could repair it later. Maybe you have a flat tire and you put a patch on the tire and have a temporary solution. So it's a bodge job until you can get the tire replaced. Mull. She decided to mull over the job offer before making her decision. You got it? Mull means to think about something deeply. After mulling over the proposal for several days, he came to a conclusion about the project. Maybe you have to choose a new supplier at work and you have many options, so you have to mull over, you have to think about what is the best option to choose. Doddle. The exam was a complete doddle. I finished the exam in half the time I had expected. Doddle is something that is very easy to do. So the exam was very easy because I prepared very hard for the exam and I finished it in half of the time that I expected it to take. Fixing the washing machine was a complete doddle with the help of watching a YouTube video and the correct tools. Even if something seems very difficult, it can become a doddle by having more experience or having the right knowledge. Gormless. He looked gormless after struggling to explain how he lost his third phone in a week. Gormless means foolish, lacking intelligence, or lacking common sense. Another informal word, poppycock. The idea that we could solve this problem overnight is just poppycock. It's going to take much longer. Poppycock means something that is untrue, that is nonsense or silly. In this case, thinking that you can solve climate change overnight is just ridiculous. It's going to take a lot longer, but with small steps, it can happen. But making these claims, it's poppycock. His claims about the financial status about the company was dismissed as poppycock by the analysts. So maybe someone was making claims that the company was not making as much money as expected or were not projected to be making as much money in the future. And the analyst said, this is absurd, this is untrue, it's ridiculous, it's poppycock. Twee. Twee. What does this mean? Let me give you an example sentence. The cafe's decor was a bit too much for my taste with its frilly curtains and vintage cups. Twee means something that is very cute or sweet, but it may be a bit too much for some people. In this case, I think the cafe, the decor, is quite nice. Having frilly curtains and nice cups, it adds to the decor, but for some people, it could be too much. Her sentimental speech was touching, but it bordered on the twee with an overload of cliches. Her speech was very good, but she used too many cliches. Cliches are phrases or words that are overly used, and so they can show a lack of originality. Things like at the end of the day or better late than never. Beeline, beeline. When she saw her friend across the crowded room, she made a beeline for her to catch up quickly. Beeline means to go directly towards something with speed and determination. So she saw her friend and she made a beeline. She didn't walk around the room. She went straight through the room because it was the quickest way to reach her friend, and so she could catch up with her very quickly. Sus, sus. It took me a while to suss out how the software works, but now I'm comfortable using it. Sus is an informal word that means to figure something out or to understand something. I didn't know how to use the software, I didn't understand it, but I sussed it out. I figured it out, I eventually understood how it worked and was able to use the new software. Penchant, penchant. She has a penchant for collecting rare books. Penchant means a strong liking for something or a tendency to do something. It's a word borrowed from French. In American English, it would be pronounced as penchant, but in British English, it closely resembles the French pronunciation. It's not exact, so it's penchant. He has a penchant for silk ties. So he doesn't like normal ties. They have to be silk, which is more expensive. So he has a strong liking for that type of material. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let me know in the comments below how many of these you knew, how many you didn't. And remember, you can download my free ebook. The link is in the description below. This contains 5 amazing tips to help you to improve your level of English straight away. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.